I feel like in today's day and age, like a smart deadbolt is a must, especially the front door. What's going on and welcome to today's video. My name is Colton and today I'll be demonstrating a very quick and easy DIY project. We're gonna be taking an old deadbolt that's just, your typical cylinder with a key that goes in it and unlocks it, and we're gonna upgrade that to a smart deadbolt. This is by Schlage. It is going to be a Schlage Arrive, it looks like, and I'll show you how to do this. It's really, really easy. Now this video is sponsored by Lowe, so I did partner with them, but they gave me free reign to pick a product of my choosing. There will be links down below in the description, as well as a YouTube shopping link somewhere down here that you can go check out. And this is a really good priced smart deadbolt. The best part about this project is you really only need one main tool, a screwdriver, to do this entire project, but you may also need a flathead or chisel. I'll show you where to do that. And then also maybe a utility knife. So the time that it took me to complete this was less than 30 minutes. So let's get started. Make sure your door is unlocked and crack it open. You want to make sure that these two screws on your deadbolt are accessible. I also like to use hand tools because it can be easy to strip these screws and then you have an ugly screw. Remove both of these screws while holding the faceplate and also the cylinder on the back so that doesn't drop. You'll also see this flat piece of metal going through this little cam slot. Take the cylinder where the key goes, pull that out, and then that exposes just the deadbolt itself. Then go to the faceplate of the actual deadbolt, loosen the screws, remove those, and that allows you to remove the actual deadbolt. Also, fun fact, any deadbolt that is made, at least the ones that I've seen, if you just take it and you twist 180 degrees, it actually adjusts the depth. But we're not going to use that here. So grab your new deadbolt. This is the Schlage Arrive. It has Wi-Fi technology, can work with Google Home, Alexa, etc. So we're going to unbox this. Keep this first paper. It has a QR code that you're going to use later. Super helpful. Looks like there is a deadbolt, the actual deadbolt, and then some sort of support plate that'll come in handy later on, the actual mechanism that will house the batteries, the Wi-Fi technology, your keypad, strike plates, battery, and also only one key. So to install all of this, let's start with the deadbolt itself. Take this, and you'll notice actually pay attention to a top section on this. So when you insert that, that does need to be up. Also make sure that you have this little cam slot and it is center to the hole. Pay attention also to the strike plate or the faceplate of the deadbolt. If it sticks out too much, that means you're gonna have to do some chiseling. Ultimately, you wanna make sure that the faceplate of the deadbolt is flush enough with the door that it doesn't cause any problems. And the plus side of this, I don't have to have an actual chisel to do it. This is not a solid door. It's actually relatively cheap. And so I just took my utility knife and I scored a couple times where I need places to be a little bit deeper for that faceplate. And then I took a screwdriver and I just kind of chipped away at it until the wood that I needed to be gone was gone. And then I took the deadbolt, put it back into the slot, and then grabbed the appropriate screws to secure this deadbolt down to the door. This is also another part where you don't want to over tighten because you can strip out the hole and then your deadbolt is just loose. Next, I grabbed the cylinder or the side with the keypad in it, and I made sure that the wire came underneath the actual deadbolt. I don't want that to get in the way. And then I took that flat piece of metal and put it through the cam slot. And at this point, it's sitting pretty freely, but it's snug. Make sure you take this faceplate, it's facing towards like this, grab the wiring and feed that one through first. Make sure that this plastic rubbery grommet in the middle is also another cam slot that flat metal piece is going to go through. And then you're going to take your two screws, make sure everything is all lined up and secure everything down. It's going to have to go through this faceplate as well as the deadbolt and then into the cylinder or the keypad. Tighten everything down. Now grab the actual deadbolt latch side which houses the batteries, connect the wiring to each other, the male to female. And then take this and align it back to the metal housing or the latch. You may actually have to adjust the latch so it's straight up and down in order for this plastic battery Wi-Fi housing to be completely flush. Then you're going to take this and attach it to the actual door. Put this on, align all these screw holes. You'll see here that there's these two holes. You're going to take the smaller screws that are given to you in this packaging and tighten those down. Now mechanically you have everything installed, so test out the deadbolt. See if it works. And if it does, great. If it doesn't, go back and make sure you have everything in line. Remove the battery casing, install the batteries, put it back in, make sure it clips down. And then also the first time you do this, you will see some flashing lights telling you that your deadbolt now has power. You could finish up with just putting on the cover and calling it quits, but the fun part is scanning that QR code and connecting this deadbolt to your Wi-Fi. So I cracked open the app, I already had it downloaded, my front door is connected to this, and I wanted to add a new lock. We're gonna call this lock back door because it does go to my garage. After you have the name of this lock identified, hit continue and it's going to ask you to remove the cover so you can scan another QR code. After you scan it, it will actually self-identify what lock you have, and then it'll put you down the correct path for installation. Click this button at the top one time in order to sync, and then it'll ask you if you want to connect to Wi-Fi. I would highly recommend doing so because this allows you to do a lot of remote controlling via the app, via voice, Google Home, Alexa, etc. It would also tell you, based on what passcode is used, who is coming in and out of your door and if it's open or if it's locked. And at this point, it'll ask you if you want to set up an access code. That means what type of key, pattern, whatever you want to use to unlock your door, and you can set that up. It will ask you to open your door slightly so then it can test unlocking and locking it, and you should be good to go by seeing this blue light. After you get a success prompt, you can then finish up. This is where you can test the access code that I had before. You can actually open the door, lock it, type in the access code. I did 1111 for the sake of testing for this video. And you can also set up a ton of different access codes. I think it's like over 200 access codes for this, which is really, really cool. Also be sure to test out that key that was provided to you with this actual lock. I would recommend making at least 2 copies as a backup. I would also recommend going back to the app and testing out the remote lock and unlock feature. Add any additional codes that you want, or also add this to Google Home or Alexa Home setup. Once you've tested all this out, now you're done. One thing I wanted to clarify, I think in the video I talk about that this can have over 200 codes. It's actually up to 250 codes. Now, why would you ever need that many codes? I don't really know. I think like maybe 1 code per family member, maybe extended family members. If you have any tenants or if you have any mother-in-law suites, you could probably do that as well, but I don't think you'll ever break 250 codes for this specific deadbolt. This deadbolt comes in multiple styles and different colors, so go ahead and check those out. Again, I'll put those links down below in the description or the YouTube shopping links below. One other thing I'd like to call out, I like pushing the buttons. An actual button to push is really nice, and I don't know if it's just like mentally stimulating in order to push the button in order to get into my house rather than the touchpad, but I really like the buttons. I don't know why. And once again, a big thank you to Lowe's for sponsoring this video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, do so down below, and also be sure to check out that product. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.